All right, let's talk about green finance. It's a massive, multi-trillion-dollar industry, but it's got this one huge nagging problem. How do you actually prove that an investment is legitimately green? Today, we're diving into a company called AgroCrypto that's using AI and blockchain to tackle this problem head-on. And it all comes down to one thing: building undeniable trust. So let's break down how they're doing it.
So let's start with this fundamental question right here. I mean, think about it. How on earth do you take something as real, as complex as a forest, and turn it into a financial asset that a major bank can look at and actually trust? This is the core challenge AgroCrypto was built to solve.
The solution kicks off with this idea called tokenization. Now, it might sound complicated, but the concept is pretty straightforward. It's all about creating a secure digital twin of a real-world environmental asset, say a bundle of carbon credits, and putting it on a blockchain. The whole goal is to make environmental value something you can actually see, verify, and trade with confidence.
And get this isn't just some plan on a whiteboard. AgroCrypto's entire system went live on the Ethereum mainnet back in June of 2024. This isn't a future promise, it's a functioning reality today.
So, how do they actually build that trust? What's going on under the hood? Well, the core of their technology is this really fascinating two-part system. The best way to think about it is like having a rulebook and a referee that work together to make sure every single asset is legitimate from the get-go.
First, you've got the rulebook. It's a public standard called EIP 8040. You can basically think of it as the universal language for all green assets. It's an open protocol that says, hey, here is exactly how your data needs to be structured. This ensures everything is consistent and can work together seamlessly.
And if the EIP standard is the rulebook, then ATF-AI is the AI-powered referee. This is the intelligent layer that actually enforces those rules. The AgroCrypto Trust Framework, or ATF-AI, is constantly autonomously auditing every asset, verifying its data, and checking for compliance. And the crucial point here? It's the AI that guarantees the rules are actually being followed.
And this quote from them just perfectly captures their whole philosophy. The basic technology, the blockchain, the wheel, it already exists. They're not trying to reinvent it. What they are doing is adding the critical parts that make it safe and reliable for institutions: the axle, the steering, and the brakes, all powered by AI.
Now, this brings up a really critical question. If an AI is the ultimate referee, who's controlling the AI? This is where their strategy gets really interesting, because for a system that's built entirely on trust, the independence of that AI is everything. You can see their journey here on this timeline, and it's been very deliberate. They actually started back in 2023 by working with OpenAI's ChatGPT to help write that public standard. But they quickly made a strategic shift away from relying on one single provider. Today, they operate a sovereign system, using a mix of powerful open models like DeepSeek, Llama, and Gemma. This gives them complete and independent control.
And why does this matter so much? Well, the goal was to build a system that is fundamentally neutral and auditable. By not being dependent on a single company like OpenAI, they make sure their trust framework can't be influenced by outside corporate policies. It was a strategic move, plain and simple, to guarantee the long-term sovereign control of their entire system.
Okay, so you might be wondering, if the rulebook is a free, open standard for everyone, how does AgroCrypto actually make money? That question brings us to their very clever hybrid business model, which separates the open rules from their proprietary trust engine.
This table lays it out perfectly. On one side, you've got all the open source tools that are free for anyone to use, the EIP 8040 standard, developer kits, the whole deal. But on the other side, you've got the proprietary licensed services, their core AI algorithms, and most importantly, that trademarked ATF-AI verified seal of approval.
So here's the model in a nutshell. Anybody can create a green asset using the open rules. But institutions that need guaranteed, audited compliance, well, they pay AgroCrypto for the verification service. It's essentially compliance as a service, where their proprietary AI audits the assets that were created with the open protocol. This quote right here, it's the key takeaway for their entire business model. It separates the two functions perfectly. The standard for presenting the data is open and collaborative, but the mechanism that guarantees that data is trustworthy, that's a controlled proprietary service.
So what's the end game here? Where is all of this heading? It's not just about creating a new kind of digital asset. The grand vision is so much bigger.
It's about building a solid, trustworthy bridge between this new world of digital green finance and the established, multi-trillion-dollar world of institutional investing.
And they have a clear 5-step roadmap to build that bridge. It starts with a token on Ethereum, then the AI audits it. Now, once it's verified, the token gets an official ISIN. That's a universal ID number that makes it recognizable to the global financial system, just like a share of Apple stock. From there, it can be held by a major custodian and become eligible for inclusion in massive ESG investment funds known as ETFs from firms like BlackRock.
Let's be really clear about what this pipeline achieves. It's a machine designed to turn a niche digital asset into a full-blown institutional-grade investment. It's designed to make these assets investable from the moment they are created.
And I have to say it again, because this is so important. This entire pipeline is not theoretical. It is live and it is operational today. And that fact is what gives real weight to their entire vision of bridging these two financial worlds.
Their strategic motto really just says it all. The goal isn't to constantly be out there fundraising. The goal is to make assets so transparent, so verifiable, and so trustworthy that institutional capital naturally finds them. The trust is built right into the asset itself.
And this brings us to our final thought. The market for ESG investing is worth trillions, but it's constantly haunted by accusations of greenwashing and unreliable data. So the big question this technology raises is this: could a neutral, AI-audited framework finally be the key to bringing universal, verifiable trust to this enormous and absolutely critical market? It's a powerful idea to think about.